Well, good morning, everybody. Today we are in the Cadiz Sand Dunes out in southeastern California's Mojave Trails National Monument. This is a 19,000 plus acre wilderness area that protects the Cadiz Sand Dunes. And today we're going to go and take a little hike out here and check them out. It sits out in the middle of the Cadiz Valley and is surrounded by a bunch of other wilderness areas and mountainous areas. We're going to hike out to the highest dune and see what we can see. We should have a really nice view of all over here in the valley. There's a lot of really nice mountains. We got in a little bit later last night or yesterday evening, right before the sun went down. It was really nice and warm and sunny. Had a really good evening. But today there's a little bit of a storm front moving through. So unfortunately this morning it's going to be kind of cloudy here, not as nice as it could be. Probably should have filmed it last night, but I decided to film it this morning since we'd been driving all day. I was kind of tired and wanted to relax. But it's still a very beautiful area, and we're going to head out here. I think today's hike should be really nice. So this right here is a variety of wild melon. It's indigenous to the Mojave Desert, and I've seen quite a bit of it around, and this year seems to have been a good year for it, and kicked out a bumper crop because there are lots of these guys. The sand dunes are pretty close to the trailhead. Once you get in here and park, you'll see an area, an opening in the fence, and it's a pretty well-worn path to get you out here to some of the tallest dunes right away. Well, this is the view from the top of the closest dune to the parking area. This is looking south. Like I'd mentioned earlier, we had come out here last night during sunset, and I got some really nice footage of the mountains in the surrounding area during the sunset. I should have done this video last night because it was a lot more scenic. It is actually trying to rain a little bit, which is kind of a rare thing out here. This area gets very little rain. But we're going to walk down this dune here, cut our way over, and head up to that tall one over there. Well, looks like we're going to have to drop down and then do the big climb back up. Sometimes it's kind of hard to judge in these dunes, you know, where all the high points are. Especially with the way the light is today, it kind of is a little flat in some of these areas. Nice place to come and wander around with the dogs. They love sand dunes, especially these guys. Well, we're almost up to the top. Just figured I'd stop for a second, catch a breather, do a little pan around. The rain seems to have stopped. Yeah, we've got some sunshine coming through the clouds down south. Well, this is the view from the highest dune. I'm going to pan this around a little bit so you can get the general layout of the whole valley here. It's really pretty up here. The rain stopped, which was nice, and the wind really died down. So we're going to kick back and relax up here before we do the hike back to our campsite and the parking area. So we've been kicking back up here and relaxing for a little bit, taking in the view, but I think we're going to head back down to our campsite and the car. If you can see behind me, that's the access road that comes into this area and where it leads right to the parking lot. Now, if you're going to come out to this area, you definitely are going to need some four-wheel drive vehicle. I would also recommend a high clearance vehicle. The road from the paved road just to get out here is 15 miles, and at least 10 of it is very bumpy, washboardy road, and there's a bunch of washouts along it, so some of the areas are kind of a little tough to get through. You won't be able to do it in a car. An SUV possibly. Just make sure you have all-wheel drive. That should hopefully get you out here. My advice would be when you turn onto this road to come out to the parking area, don't stop until you get to the parking area. It's very sandy, especially towards the end. But once you get to the parking lot, that area is all packed down and you're not going to have any problems turning around and everything. But a lot of the sections in between there are really sandy. So if you stop, you might get stuck. So yep, consider that if you're coming out here. Other than that, this place is absolutely fantastic. This is one of California's most remote sand dune areas, and it is an area that, due to its remoteness, never really saw much off-highway vehicle use. And so when they actually designated it as a wilderness back in 1994, this area was pretty much pristine. It's a unique experience coming out here. This is the second time I've been out here. We came out here last February and hit this huge sandstorm. We camped here hoping it would clear. It didn't. We had to leave. So we came back this year and we're able to get out here, and I'm really glad that we were. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. You should definitely come and check it out. I'll make sure I leave the coordinates to where you turn off of the historic Route 66. And some of these areas up here have been washed out, and so you're going to run into the signs that say road closed ahead. But that is just for trying to go all the way through. So you kind of have to just drive around them and keep going. And you look for the Cadiz Road to Cadiz Ranch, and that's what you come out on to access this area. Like I said, I'll put all the coordinates and everything there, so you'll be able to find your way out here if you choose to come out in this section. So anyway, we are going to go on back down the sand dune and head back to camp. All right, so we are almost back to camp, and I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wish the weather had been better. I apologize, but I put in a request for sunshine today, and I didn't really get any. But you should definitely come and check out these sand dunes. They're really, really cool. You won't find anybody else out here. This place is pretty remote. We haven't seen anybody since we got off the highway yesterday, and it's just been a great experience. We spent last night in the parking lot. There's a lot of dispersed camping around here. Make sure you have four-wheel drive and just be careful where you drive. There's dispersed camping off of the road. Some areas are really sandy, some are not. So use good judgment and don't get your vehicle stuck. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did like this video and you would like to see more videos about hiking and camping out here on America's public lands, consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and you can join us again next time for another adventure. We'll see you guys then.